There is no discussion that sustainable aviation fuel is the main lever that is available to the air transport sector in order to achieve its net zero 2050 target. Depending on studies, SAF represents between half and two-thirds of the decarbonization solution. The need for scaling up production of SAF is therefore undisputed, and demand for the product will be absolutely massive in the years to come, which is in itself a good starting point to attract capital. However, the role that banks can play will differ significantly, depending on which production pathway is used for the production of SAF, noting that there are currently 9 approved pathways. For the technologically mature pathways, such as HEFA, which utilizes used cooking oil and animal fats as feedstock, bank debt can be available to support the development of new or the adaptation of existing production facilities, such as refineries retrofitting. Sustainable availability of feedstock is, however, a concern for this pathway, as well as for a few other biomass-based pathways which are looking to implement fairly proven technologies. The solution to the feedstock bottleneck lies to a large extent in so-called e-fuels, electrofuels, also known as synthetic fuels or power to liquid. These are produced with green electricity, water and carbon capture, and there is therefore no limitation on the feedstock per se. However, building enough renewable electricity and green hydrogen production capacity will take significant time and will require massive investment. There are also some technological risks embedded in the ability to scale up production that need to be addressed. For these disruptive pathways, banks with a worldwide franchise like Société Générale can play a major facilitation role, leveraging on their worldwide corporate and financial institutions connections to link up innovative eSAF startup and projects with private equity and venture capital across the globe. Obviously, a tricky question. According to the Mission Possible Partnership's Aviation Transition Strategy, bringing global aviation to net zero by 2050 will require an additional investment of about $175 billion in capital every year over the next 3 decades. The bulk of this amount will be required for SAF production units and related upstream inputs, namely renewable electricity, hydrogen, and CO2 capture. However, this $175 billion figure would not be distributed equally across the decades to come. In the 2020s, MPP estimates that an average of $38 to $49 billion of average annual investments would be sufficient to kick off the transition. Yes, indeed. Société Générale is at the forefront of the drive to nurture the emergence of eSAF and more globally e-fuels. Société Générale was appointed in June this year by Highly Innovative Fuel Global, a world leader in e-fuels, to provide financial advisory towards the deployment of $50 billion of capital for the development, construction and operation of facilities able to produce 150,000 barrels of e-fuels per day. Another concrete example of Société Générale's engagement is the mandate awarded by eSAF producer Nordic Electrofuel, NEF, to help them raise equity for their first e-fuel industrial-scale demonstration plant facility in Norway. Nordic Electrofuel is uniquely positioned to capture the market potential of eSAF in Europe, thanks to its access to renewable wind and hydro power in Norway and proven technology. And it is expected that Norway will supply almost half of European eSAF volumes in 2035. Last but not least, looking upstream and more globally, Société Générale acted as sole financial advisor in the creation and structuring of Clean H2 Infra Fund, the world's largest global fund exclusively dedicated to clean hydrogen infrastructure solutions. Green hydrogen is relevant to the aviation industry not only as a major upstream input into eSAF, but also as direct fuel for future hydrogen-powered aircraft. The fund recently reached financial close at $2 billion, way above initial target, and gathers a consortium of top-tier industrial and financial investors from all corners of the globe, including Airbus, and of course, via its insurance arm, Société Générale.